I played World of Goo recently. Well, recently-ish. I've been a tad busy. Still, in that time, it's been on my mind. Specifically, its acclaim. World of Goo received 94 on Metacritic when it released in 2008 for the Wii. If you look at the video game rankings by Metacritic score, it's in at 73rd. And actually, when you take out the re-releases, remakes, remasters, ports, and collections, then it actually sits at 50th. 50th. The 50th best game of all time. Not that Metacritic is the supreme authority on this, there are a couple of others on there that had me raise an eyebrow, but that's pretty good going all the same. And I have to say, I found it somewhat surprising. That isn't to say that World of Goo isn't a good game. I enjoyed it. But 94? When I think of critically acclaimed indie games made by, say, 3 people or fewer, I'm thinking Stardew Valley, Hollow Knight, Return of the Obra Dinn. Games so innovative and pretty and clever and always such fantastic soundtracks that it's hard not to acknowledge the people behind them as anything other than geniuses. Their Metacritic scores, by the way, are respectively 89, 87 and 89 again. It goes without saying that World of Goo has better music than I could compose, a better story than I could write, and better gameplay than I could design. But I can't honestly say that I feel the same way about those who created World of Goo. But context is important. If someone were to ask me which indie games helped make indies mainstream, I would instantly think of Bastion, of Fez, Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac, all games that came out in the early 2010s. Although part of the same era, World of Goo came out a little earlier in 2008 when indies were not earning the level of respect they have today, as evidenced by a dismissive comment made by then head of EA Sports Peter Moore in a light rant about FIFA 09 not being included in Eurogamer's top 50 games of the year list. Quote, "World of Goo, I'm sure it's fun and the reviewers certainly loved it, but surprised to see up so high." I do believe, firmly believe, that if World of Goo were to release today, it wouldn't come close to that same level of critical acclaim. I'm somewhat borne out on this if we look at the 2017 Switch version, which earned an 84 on Metacritic, and I still think that's a bit too high. But I can understand why it would be so at the time, because it would have been inspiring to see a focused, well-designed game made by 2 guys who had also drawn it, written it, and composed it. I can't call World of Goo a work of genius, and I don't think it's the 50th greatest game of all time. But I'm deeply grateful for its existence, because without it, we might never have got what came next.